Hello, it's Sunday morning coffee. Thanks for coming along. I'm forcing myself to be way more chipper than I actually feel, so good morning. I haven't got my glasses on, which is always when you say I look rough, so that's just my face. Sorry about that. As usual, we'll be waiting for more people to arrive. I apologise that there was no Sunday morning coffee last week. It was the first time since we've done it that there hasn't been one, and there wasn't a replacement either. But there were a few sort of, hi Michael, Happy New Year! There were a few impromptu videos throughout the week, so if you watch those, I'm afraid there will be some repetition, but it's all good repetition, so not bad at all. I'm glad to be doing it today. So as a recap, I'll try and do a quick recap because you're all sick of hearing about my dyingness. Morning, Irving. Morning, Tim. So as a brief recap of my holiday shenanigans. Christmas Eve, I decided to tidy, and the parable of the lesson learned here is to just not tidy, and discovered that my sofa was all made of mould. So then I instantly got massively ill because I'd been poofing all of the cushions around, and I tried fixing it and it wasn't gonna work. So by then I was pretty much just clutching my brain in bed, and have been for most of the holidays. But the last sort of few days or whatever, I've felt a lot better, but then I've been able to do something and then sort of die afterwards. So I'll tell you about some of the shenanigans from the week, and yes, all that. I didn't just wake up and put this poncho on to disguise my pajamas. That's all. Currently my brain is still trying to make its way out of my skull, but not as much as it was previously, so that's a bonus. Morning all who've arrived. Stefan, John, Tim, good morning. Yeah, I've got some cool stuff to show, to be fair. And I'll just sort of wait for some more people before the content gets good. Seems a bit darker in here, but the big light is just sort of dulling into my brain, so it's. Oh, I'll check if I'm on Wi-Fi again, because I've figured that out before. I am on Wi-Fi. What a bonus! I can't be that bad. Yeah, Bristol said he wanted to make a sofa mimic. And Happy New Year to all that I've not seen yet. May 2020 be not terrible, although the world is on fire. But there will at least be lots of cool bad squiddos, which I will be getting to shortly. I do have a lot to get to. I'm just on my preamble. I have a dun dun dun. I have a new mug, a Christmas mug with guinea pigs. Thank you to my brother Matthew and his family who bought me an awesome more guinea pig mug. So when you come to my house and have a cup of tea, the choices are feminist mugs or guinea pig mugs. The guinea pig mug ratio is definitely winning. They got spectacles on. It's a good sized mug too. That's my review. 12 out of 10. Very good. Oh, I didn't put enough milk in. I'm gonna have to actually. So you get to see me go. Andrea, finally painting the Amazons. They are lovely, one and all. Yes. Oh, wait till you. Damn it! I was gonna wait till you see the new ones. Got them here, but they're not here. So I will save that. So yes, I've been dying over Christmas. And the coffee just hurt my teeth. This is just not getting better. And the bonus is I've had some really awesome people help me out. So it's been like just various people coming in and out. So I've had my sofa taken away. Well, put into my garage, but morning from a slightly young mother. I think you mean hungover. Good morning, Mum. I wasn't talking to you on the phone half an hour ago. So had some people come in, help me get rid of the sofa, get it out of my life. I had some other people take me to IKEA and then someone else treated me to some stuff there. It's just like this whole list of and then I had some customers through the coffee and the Ko-fi website where you can donate stuff, and another bunch of mates all did a whip round to get me a sofa. So I've been gifted, it's still being made, because apparently I didn't realise they make sofas to order, but yeah, the sofa is being made, which is cool. So I've got this beanbag arrangement at the moment, which is kind of cool, but then you get like used to you get a real good groove going on with the beanbag, and then you need to go for a wee or make more tea or something, you can't get the groove back, it's been annoying, but you know, as life problems go, it's fine. I was then built, Guinea Pig World had a massive makeover, which wasn't just for the looks. It raised them off the floor because I got a bit concerned because the sofa was mouldy. I thought, oh, what if the room's got a problem with damp and all my little babies are in there? So they're raised off the floor now. I did a whole look through everywhere, and I think it was just an infected sofa. But just to be sure, I thought, well, if I raise them off the ground, it's warmer for them. I hadn't done it before because you've got to be able to get in, and because I have to have a wide cage because Gregor's a Snorlax that blocks the way. I can't do the standard, there's loads of standard ways of doing them, but because it's such a big thing, I ended up using the IKEA Kallax hack, which is supposedly for beds, but I made a guinea pig land out of it. And had some friends come and help, some different friends. I've had a whole bunch of people come and help, including Mother, who I'm sure is waiting for her shout out, although she's slightly hung today. So, got a good amount of people. I should probably start talking about some bad Squiddo stuff and not my grim life. But yeah, it does mean that I've not answered any emails over holidays, I've not packed any orders, I've done nothing. I've been in bed and occasionally leaving the bed and going, hey, maybe it's okay, and then crawling back to bed again. Unless I suddenly take a downturn, I will be in the office tomorrow to get a massive catch up on orders, which is why I was talking to my hung mother earlier about whether she can come in and help pick some of them, because I think quite a few have come through. Alright, I've got cool stuff to chat about. Hello now. Morning everyone who has just appeared. Always good to see you, and Happy New Year. Happy New Year, it is the 2020. Apparently it's the roaring 20s, but also the roaring 20s, so there's going to be a whole cultural divide of people doing the Charleston and the emos. So that'll be an interesting one, if anything. So, I don't know where to start, really. There's not been any ongoing Bad Squiddo news, because the Bad Squiddo news is that I have been dead in bed. But we have 2020 appearing, and so let's have go through a list of stuff, I guess. And spin on my chair. Woo. Oh, tuned in this week to see how Annie the Plague Lord was doing. I appear to be alive. Oh, I met up in the picture, that's Troy from Sonic Sledge, who's one of my favourite people ever. I managed to meet up with him because he came over from Germany. He's New Zealand, he lives in Germany with his lovely German wife Sabine, and they came over for a little impromptu New Year holiday. So I was having a moment on the floor, on the floor in my beanbag about how terrible everything was, and then I thought, I'll go meet up with these. So I had a pretty fun evening, a very fun evening with them. I was just dying, that's the problem. I think I spent most of the evening like, oh, yeah. And I kind of died afterwards. I was going to meet them the next day, and then the sinus pain came back. But yeah, they were both really fun, and I hope they come back again, because that was really cool. They were talking about going to Salute, so come to Salute, Troy and Sabine. Yes, come to Salute. Troy said if he did come to Salute, he'd work on my stand for a bit too. So, so Kickstartery. The people who are not into World War II will be pleased too, because there's going to be other stuff to show you that isn't just World War II. But I'm also hoping that you'll have been convinced that World War II is the way to go. Because I was going to say it's pretty cool, it's not pretty cool, but the minis are cool. So I will be very careful. I've got some sculpts. very careful, so I'm only going to briefly show you them because it's sod's law, I'll drop them. So that's Beauty, who was a Blitz doggo, sculpted by Mr. Joe Brumby, who is also the best. And I also have Rip, who's another Blitz doggo. So they were dogs that pulled people out the rubble and sort of did some nice yappings to show where the people are. I would show you better, but they're frail. They're quite small, and I have clumsy hands, and they haven't been moulded yet. So there's also the little terrier. You'll have to look back at a video for that. She's so small, and in my like dreariness today, there's no way I'm picking that up because she's gonna end up lost. So I have the dogs, which is good. I need to talk to Rob, who's my digiboy, and check in with him. I've kind of left people because it's Christmas, so it's been a good time to be ill, really. But he'll have the... I need to go through with him and the casters where to cut those bikers. There's that. I need to send him the Sarissa trucks so he can do the riders. And what else is he doing? Oh, he's doing the... Oh, it's been a long time since I've said World War II things out loud. Theodolite and the weather balloon. So Alan's done the people for them, so he's going to do the robo bits and the balloon, which I'm still like, yeah, I don't want to cast a whole balloon, but I still have not found a ball that would work. Because they're just, the weather balloons are just, they're just balloons. They're not like the barrage balloons. They're not that big. Which apparently, was it Wings of War do some? Because you should totally get some to fit with the table. But I looked into making them and went, no way, they're so huge and it'll cost so much money. But if someone that does plastic sort of thing or anything like that, a bigger company, you should totally get their barrage balloons and use with my stuff. So, who other sculptors have we got? So I got Rob to do a few more bits. Joe is done. Bristol is done for now. And Alan, of course, is my main dude. He has been working like a little trooper, and he's done... Oh, another sip. I need another coffee. I'm clutching to dear life. I noticed that my hair is quite grown out now, but I was thinking about growing it out and not having mad colours, but I don't think that'll last very long. Alan has sculpted, I'll go off the top of my head, because like, I could even just see Grim. So he's done the 5 ATS ladies, which includes the Scottish leader in her kilt, which she has made herself because she's allowed to. And we've got the Theodolite balloon lady, obviously they need their other components. He's done Norin Yat Khan, who looks ace, striding along with her wireless briefcase. Sorry, I'm poorly. My brain is crunching as well. It's not good. Adelaide Hall, which I think you've seen the suit version, and then there's her in a sort of performative. It's still quite a bit of a suit, but it's performative, doing some woo woo woo, which is cool. I'm just gonna do that now. See how all my viewers go. So there's those. He's done all of the WAF, which are incredible, which includes Lillian Bader, the first black RAF, well, WAF, Women's Air Force, basically, lady, who's really cool, considering that she got thrown out of the NAFI because they found out that she was black, which is just, all this just blows my mind. So it's cool to be able to represent her specifically. How would anyone find your stand at Salute? Your hair is a beacon to navigate by. Thank you, Stefan. It's not just the hair, it is the balloons and the glitter and the tutus. And actually, one more sip, and I'll tell you more about Salute. I have 18 feet at Salute this year. 18 feet. 18 whole feet. In measurement, I don't have 18 feet, as somebody else pointed out. I am just selling 18 feet at Salute. Which means I can take more stuff, which means we can spread out a bit more as well, so we can fit more people in the stand, see? I cannot wait. It's also incredibly stressful. So this is the time of year where I get all these mega salute ideas. Oh, my brain, sorry, and my face. And as it gets nearer, I just need to turn up. I will have the War Pigs demo, and I will have a playable demo. That's my goal. And also the colouring in. And due to some stuff, I know where we're going to be. We're going to be at the back, because we're in Heresy Spot. So we will be next to Hassle Free. So I'll be next to you, Dave, and I'll see you all day. And I'll pull you through the grid wall to buy more stuff while you're working there. Bring 8 helpers and you'll have 18 feet and 18 feet. To be fair, I usually have that many at Salute. It's necessary because as soon as the door opens, I just cease to function, and it's my awesome Salute gang that basically make everything work while I go, ah! That's not an exaggeration. I'm sure anyone who's witnessed it can testify that I'm like, right, get all the things, do all the things, and it's open, no, just, and then I sort of stand over by the colouring. Right, it's okay. If I don't move, they won't see me. So Alan, I think he's doing evacuees now, and then he will have finished the first, which was the initial list that I gave him. And then, so I need to not be ill. I need to finish up his next brief. So that's one solid lot, and then it's things like stretch goals that I didn't tell him about. So he's basically got to get them as soon as possible to him. So that'll be like the Queen. So it's the Queen changing the tyre. Basically all the SOE. Not sure what else. Some of the sculpts, I've got a lot of near the ladies as well. Yes, I'll be able to go for a week. It's normally like, that's going to be an hour's trip back and forth of people stopping me. It's not happening. Yes. Justice. Yeah, so Alan's done like a whole load of sculpts. I'm not going to show you all of them because they don't look, that's terrible to start. They don't look as good. No, they're a lot of like the rifle ladies, the dollies, so they're part metal, part green, and they never, like, you know, I always moan that metal doesn't photograph well. Metals and greens, they just don't photograph well, so some of those I'm going to wait till I've got them mastered to show you as a full metal chunk. But some of them I'll show you, because then you can see exactly what I mean, where some parts are, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to go back to work. Why do I have to go back to work? I just want to die in a corner. Something distressing is that I discovered Skyrim yesterday, and so I've basically just been stuck in bed, unable to really do anything, or think, and then I discovered that I've actually got Skyrim. I think I've had it for a year and not played it, and I can lie in my bed and make daggers, and I just want to do that now. Hi, Forge of Ice! Forge of Ice, Alex sent me some amazing sweets over Christmas, and I never made a post because I ate them all before I could do anything about it. They were some, I've still got some at the office. Crazy Canadian sweets. I've got a little story to read you all out as well, which some of you will have seen because I retweeted it, but I'd like to read it out like a story because it made me laugh this morning. So I'm always, oh, sorry. So I'm always fighting the whole, you know, people moaning about there being women in the hobby, or women figures that wear clothes, because all of this is going to ruin everything because it's not all men and all that. Oh yeah, Alex, I totally nommed those. They were really Moorish. So I'm just going to move this and hopefully not destroy things because it's on my laptop. I'm going to read you out this little story. Where was it from? So, John Haynes, who may be here, had tweeted, I had a look at Donald Featherstone's Wargamers newsletter from the editorial in May 1977. This is a letter. All that was said in last month's editorial is bad enough, but it did not take into account the further gross complication recently afflicted among wargamers, deepening the morass through its intangible shapelessness. Gosh, what happened in 1977? I am referring to the trend towards, what shall I call it? Middle-earth, mystical earth, fantasy, etc., etc. style of wargaming, with no guidelines other than the imagination of writers and wargamers, with no factual accounts of tactics and warfare, and no historical background, but instead a quite limitless and my brain's not working, a ephemeral set of worlds, for want of a better word, peopled by beings whose appearance, size and ability is restricted only by the imagination of their deviser or those who can publicise them. How dare they? With aces wild like this, how can any sense of order prevail? Another school follow a baffling pursuit, following, as I can so far ascertain, beings attempting to cope with a multiplicity of unpleasant situations in the darkness of dungeons. It is a game undoubtedly devised with ingenuity and tailor-made for the rapidly bored teenager, but bearing little resemblance to wargaming as we know it. However, it is heartening to hear that the local Wargames Club, the contagious rash of D&D wargaming, has begun to pull to the extent that members are even turning to games with figures. So this angry dude, at least he says at the end, oh okay, it's getting more people into wargaming. But I like that the whole idea of fantasy wargaming in 1977 was massively controversial and totally going to ruin the hobby, and it'll never catch on. Basically looked at World there. It'll never catch on. No, not at all. So that's so funny. Obviously terrible, but funny is, obviously we know that it did work, but the idea that fantasy was ruining the hobby. Although, to be fair, there's people on TMP that still think that. I'm really rubbish and don't know who Donald Featherstone is. Who is he? This is going to be another of those moments, isn't it? Or am I going to fall out with more historical peoples? Donald Featherstone. It's going to be something huge, isn't it? I'm only 12. What? Oh, Donald, no! Oh, man. Is he still alive? No, he's not still alive. I don't know if that makes it better. This is getting worse. I was going to say, if he's still alive, then we can see if he actually changed his mind after 1977. Now I'm just reading his Wikipedia. Okay, fair enough, but yeah, it's definitely gatekeeping, isn't it? So he's helped create something cool, but then gets angry when people bounce off that and do their own thing, which is still not good. But sorry, Donald, in wherever you are now. He's gonna curse me now. I haven't fallen out with a big wargaming name for like at least this year yet, so. Oh, he was against, or oh, this is all going terrible now. What did I miss? He was against this viewpoint, but that was his viewpoint. Oh, it's taken out of context. Hang on. I'm now ruining Donald Featherstone's memory. Oh, whatever. So on to the next thing. Feel free to post the comments about where I've buggered up, but I still like that quote anyway, regardless. Sorry, Donald. The worst. What did someone say? Has there been any uptake from Woman's Hour? There was at the start. It's like anything, it's a bit, I was going to say flash in the pan. There's quite a few emails I haven't replied to. Sorry, I'm multitasking. There's quite a few emails I haven't replied to, so I know they've come through because I've sort of glanced and then died again. So I think there's some stuff coming off the back of it. Sales-wise, not at all, but I got some more Twitter followers. Woo-woo! Oh, if I had £1 for every Twitter follower, oh, that'd be beautiful. No, I'm sure in the long run, and it's that those sort of things are never immediate. It's not like everyone listens and then rushes out and buys some stuff. There was definitely an Elizabeth Tilbury speech surge, so that was ace. And hearing that people are still talking about it, and because there's so many people listening on demand to it, there's still people discovering it. And hearing that it was being discussed throughout Forge World in a positive manner was quite good, so there's that too. Oh no, I've started a Donald Featherstone thing now. It is probably quite shameful that I don't know who he is, to be fair. But that was still a funny article, whatever it was. But continue discussing. I'm interested in it. Just be polite to each other. What was the hang on. That's gonna be my new catchphrase though. How can any sense of order prevail? I guess I see it as extra funny because that's basically the attitude there's a bunch of people have to me. So like, don't worry about it, Annie. They said that about Fantasy Wargame. There was another one as well. This is where I dig myself deeper into a hole and insult a wargaming great. Come watch Annie's insulting wargaming greats. What's this? So this is by R.L. Lingham hang on, who tweeted this? Goat Major on Twitter. He tweeted this from Battle for Wargamers magazine, 1977. So maybe one of them was a retaliation, well, a reply to another or something. Dear Sir, for many years, this is in a nice bigger text as well. Wargamers have fought to have their hobby accepted by the general public as something more than playing with toy soldiers. In the 12 years I've been wargaming, I've striven to give people a new outlook of respect and admiration for our miniature armies. Our club have put on demonstrations to educate the public and to further the interest in wargaming. Good on you, R.L. Lingham. But now I feel all our efforts have been in vain. Oh no, we are slowly becoming buried under a deluge of fantasy figures, and your magazine, as well as others, seems to pander to the whims of this fantastic fraternity. I feel that fantasy gaming brings the hobby into disrepute and confirms the public's idea that wargaming is childish. How can serious wargamers ever hope to convince people otherwise when visiting modelling and wargaming exhibitions? They are confronted by all sorts of weird and misbegotten creatures. No comment. Creations. When I wrote to one of the leading manufacturers producing such figures, I was told they sell in America. I am sure that there is amongst all serious wargamers a growing horror of these figures. I hope some may write also to confirm that my hope that all is not lost. It's amazing. It's the drama, the dramatic, not like, bloody hate fantasy stuff. It's just this will end wargaming as we know it. What is this madness? Oh yeah, so I don't know anything about these people, so nothing against them. Just those particular things they read are funny and very 1977. And I'm sure there were plenty of people like that that are also terrible. I'm too poorly to filter. Can't do it. Can't do it. Hope. Please confirm my hope that all is not lost. How dare people change what wargaming was? And actually, I do think that historical wargaming is, well, it's obviously still massive, and added to the humour in it all, I'm not a fantasy girl. That's terrible. The historical is totally where my heart's at, but obviously you've got to accept that people enjoy hobbies in different ways, and as long as they're painting, even if they're not painting minis, just as long as they're vaguely somewhere in, you know, the periphery of the hobby you enjoy, then that's got to be a good thing. This, you know, you don't have to like it all, but accept that the more brings people in. Say like the My Little Pony game by Riverhorse, a lot of people objected to. So you don't have to play it. And if that brings a whole new generation of people into the hobby, then it can only be good. You don't have to play all of the things. It's okay. And yeah, I'm kind of working extra hard to make historical wargaming cool again. And just with younger people as well, that it doesn't have to be like the 1977. You can have good games that are also historically accurate. What have I got? To be fair, Donald was of his era and was open enough to invite a bunch of strangers to his own home to start the first ever wargaming conventions. I'm sure he changed his mind in later years. Yes, we have established that I have dug myself into a hole regarding the hero Donald Featherstone, who started the hobby as we know it. By going, who is this guy? That's alright, I've done it. I've done this plenty of times, so it can't be as bad as the no, I won't. It's been years since I disgraced myself with some other hobby greats, and that was not a reference to Donald. That was the hobby greats, but that would be a whole other episode. But yeah, there's I get not confused. There's that sort of respecting the people that were there earlier into the hobby and were building things up, but also getting annoyed when they don't actually change. And there are, like, since I've moved to Nottingham as well, I come into contact with a lot of the greats from like more in the Warhammer sense. Say I'm oblivious with the historical. What was it? So yeah, now it's like more people are around and I see some of the hobby greats and all that stuff. There's some people where it's like, oh my god, you're not worthy, you're the best. And then, oh, you are still in 1977. Yeah, and then that like hero worshipy thing sort of dies, because you think, yeah, no, things have moved on now. So I don't know what I'm rambling about, but destroyed the old guard, maybe. But it's almost, I'm going to get more offensive now, I was going to say it's almost like a bit of a racist granddad or something. That's how I'm going to go there. But yeah, okay, these people have done some good stuff, but they don't quite run up to how things are today. But then on the other hand, we have people like Henry Hyde, and I'm going to offend him now. I don't know how old Henry is, but Henry's of the older generation, and he's amazing, and he has changed with the times, and he is so open to learning about what, you know. I see quite a lot of older customers or supporters getting a bit of a tangle because they go, I don't know what we're supposed to, like John the other day, I don't know what I'm supposed to say. Is this a faux pas? Can we say this now? That sort of thing. And yeah, times are changing pretty quickly at the moment. as long as you mean well and are open to being corrected and go, oh, I didn't realise that that was a bad thing, then it's fine. There isn't a police ready to sort of strike you down, unless you're on the internet, there is a little bit. But yeah, someone like Henry he's amazing. I absolutely love him. He's one of my favourite people. I think I only met him last year as well. But to be able to, you know, say, oh, actually, can I do that? Is that not right? And I liked, yeah, as soon as you mentioned something to me, he goes, oh, I'll change that. Oh no, but not in a like abandoning your principles sort of manner, just trying to keep up. And I get it. It's a very confusing world. I don't know where I was getting at, other than Henry's awesome. But yeah, you don't need to be stuck with the same values that you had when... I don't even have the same values that I had when I was 20. A lot of the values I had when I was 20, I look back and are pretty cringy. But that's it. And so I get conflicted with that. Oh, they're from their time, and well, other people from their time have adapted. But yeah, I'm just rambling to save myself from the whole of being the worst. I'm poorly, be nice to me. I've still got some more stuff to show you as well. So we're going over time, but we didn't have one last week. So hello, Johan. See you've appeared there. Happy New Year. What's that? What's that? Hey, it's a motorcyclist. Whew. So what's Bad Squiddo? Bad Squiddo again, not upsetting people. Bad Squiddo this year. Hi Lee. Hi anyone else that I've missed whilst I was digging my hole. Bad Squiddo this year is... What are we doing? So we have Salute in April, which you wouldn't believe is basically tomorrow. I've had so many Salute anxiety dreams already. Had a Game Expo anxiety dream, so if you're watching, Sarissa, we need to sort it out! Because I'm not quite sure what's happening with Expo yet, but I would very much like to be there. So Salute is the next sort of milestone-y huge thing, because we're going to have War Pigs ready by then. I want to make the stand even more ridiculous. I'm totally going to get that, what's his name? The Danny DeVito cutout that I threaten every year. Maybe this will be his year. No, probably won't. It's because he's on the same website I buy the helium for all of the balloons, and then it goes, things you may like. This is Danny DeVito cutout. Like, I may like that indeed. So weirdly, a lot of sort of now till April does cover a lot of that, the Salute stuff, and it's going to be the getting this Kickstarter fulfilled so we can have them at Salute, which is pretty mad. Don't see why that wouldn't work. So the pledge manager will be later in the month, basically when everything's been sculpted, because it's to lure people into spending more. So I know some people were like, kind of want that figure, but I want to wait till I can see the figure and not a drawing or an idea. So that makes perfect sense. So don't worry too much about the pledge manager. It'll be later on in the month, and we'll run over the January-February payday. Woohoo! The only show I believe I haven't sorted things out yet, is... Oh, my viewers have gone. I hope it's not because I was because I was offending the greats. Sorry. Yeah. I could tell you so many of my faux pas, but I shall not, because it will be Annie's faux pas thing. I've done much worse. Vapn Attack is next month. That's one of my favourite shows. So that's the next show, which is something like the 4th February. Near my birthday, if anyone wished to bring gifts. I've just got shameless now. I will be 30. I know. I'm a 30-year-old millennial that rejects the founders of our great hobby. I will be 30. So I know I'm younger than most of you lot, so you'll be going, true, how dare she? I'm like, bloody hell. what's it? By great offending standards, I mean that's pretty mild. Yeah, it's because my brain's remembering all the other faux pas I've ever done ever at the moment. So I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure old Don would love Bad Squiddo. It's getting worse because people knew who he was and they knew him personally, and yeah. It was a letter that I thought was funny, and I still stand by that it's funny. The complete works of DF, perhaps. Yes, yes. This is almost going to turn into a meme. It's probably already a meme if I look somewhere else. That's the thing of the day. Although, to be fair, the people on Twitter have been worse. But yeah, so it's my birthday next month, pretty much around that attack. So come mourn my youth with me. And then I'll be the old guard, and then yeah, I'll be the old guard, and then the young guard will be going, oh, remember when Bad Squiddo Annie said this thing and it was bad? And then I'll say, hey, I'm not dead yet. We need a Bad Squiddo model of Annie digging up a hole with a shovel. What does Forge of Ice say? Oh. I'm 44 and Featherstone was before my time. I'm aware he was hugely influential. By the time I was deep enough into the hobby to know who he was, most of his books were out of print, or at least obtainable here in Alaska. Most things are unobtainable in Alaska, Alex, apart from those really nice chocolates. Don't blame Annie. Blame me if you want to blame someone. I'm even older than Henry Hyde. I feel we do need to do something out of this. I don't know what, but it's made me chuckle in my own terribleness. I'm still talking about Bad Squiddo. So the rest of the year, yeah, everything kind of, it's like salutes the actual new year. So after salute, we sort of regroup and see what's going on. The next World War II is going to be, ooh, I don't know if I've announced this. Oh, I should have got the book. Oh, it's too late. The book is a bit, and my sinus keeps crunching away as well, like I'm in some terrible dream. Yes, so the next World War II stuffies after this is going to be some more of the Soviets, as I want to do. I've been meaning to do it for so long, and I keep promising everyone Night Witches, so we should do Night Witches. They were the first Soviet miniatures I was going to do, and I thought, nah, no one's going to want Night Witches. And they're like the most requested minis ever. So I should do them. I'm kind of tempted to see if I can slide one pack into the end of Alan's World War II homefront tasks while he's in the mood. Maybe. Mum, will you stop glaring at me when you're furry? Of course I won't. This is fun. Kickstarters this year. I'm sure there will be more. There will be more Kickstarters. I don't know what they will be. I haven't actually planned that far. I've got Kickstarter fatigue. I'm sure everyone's got Kickstarter fatigue. But unfortunately, when releasing a chunk of models, it's the only way now to make sure that they at least pay for themselves. And as a business, you kind of need them to make money. So the Kickstarters are best. So I'm sure there'll be one in sort of May. It's like I can start predicting a calendar now. I'll see how I feel, to be fair. I make these plans and then I totally change my mind. So the Homefront Kickstarter was supposed to be something entirely different, and then I changed my mind. So that might be the next one, and it's going to be a smallish fantasy historical. It's too much. And on that, I'm not even on any medicine. I was going to take all of the brain drugs after this as well. What have we got? I've got some messages there. If you name Sunday morning coffees, this one should be called Annie's Thieving Ramblings. No, it'd be Hello from the Hole. More Soviets, yay! Hello, Sean, little Cornish ninja. Is that it? I'd watch the hell out of a weekly series where Ellie gets high on medicine and rambles. I'm crossing everything I can for more dwarves. There is a dwarf. Again, she's downstairs and it's gone on too long. But yeah, there's gonna be... Oh crap, I forgot I bought more dwarves. Yeah, there's like 4 or 5 more dwarves. It won't be a Kickstarter, but they will be out in that pre-salute sort of time. Obviously stagger things so I can get your money in small little batches rather than scale all at once, because I think the Homefront pledge manager's gonna rinse some of you out quite dramatically, especially when you see these lovely miniatures. Morning, Tamsin. What have we got? I'll be wearing my Bad Squiddo Games badge at the Crusade show in Wales. I'll take a picture with the show programme. Yes, do that. And I'm sad. Well, I'm not sad. I'm sad that I'm not going. This is where this is gonna be like Annie reveals all in this fever brain. My head feels like I'm a pop singer. It's like I am powering on the like, I don't even know. But yeah, I will miss Penarth, but it's too far for me now for a smaller show. But yes, so I'll be travelling with Sarissa to some extra shows this year. So it has to be a show that Sarissa attend. I did consider Penarth, I thought, I need a break for a bit. So it'll be in the latter part of the year. But I was checking out some of the Scottish shows, which I'd like to go to. It all depends, if there's space for me. If anyone knows anyone in the inn, some of these shows I'm not at, put a good word in. So I've got the Sarissa show list, and I will be having a look at what they're going to. And some of them I might go to just once, so it doesn't mean they'll be added to my timetable, but just to sort of travel the UK, find some new places, go to more leisure centres and schools in 2020. What's going on? What have we got? Why is my wallet quivering in fear? It's because it knows. Edwin's comment. I'm not reading that out. Then it won't get carried onto the YouTube one. No, you didn't miss anything at all. I've made 0 faux pas in this one at all. I was going to choke on my coffee. I should have a honey and lemon, shouldn't I? I do actually feel terrible, but physically terrible, as well as the fact I'll be cringing for the rest of the week. No, I'm still not well, so I'm juggling that as well. Little Cornish ninja, yeah, little ninja painting. Yeah, I've been really liking the I keep getting interrupted by crackling in my forehead. Yes, Sean, I've really liked what you've been doing with my World War II figures, so keep posting them up because they look wicked. Am I going to colours this year? Yes, I will be in the same position as usual, I believe. Or words will be had. Yeah, I'll be there. I'm interested to see what happens with Warfare, because they're in that whole new place. It'll be a good scramble, because it'll be a reset. There'll be a big trader scramble of trying to figure out where all the good spots are. I like a good trader scrum. You should see what it's like before people get to the show, or when they're packing up. So many arguments. That'll be for another show. Annie reveals all. It's just me sat with my coffee, waiting for the van to come around and watching everyone yell at each other. I want this van spot! Warfare at Ascot will make it a bigger show. Yes, it hopefully will make it really blossom. It's obviously been a good show for a long time, but I do like that it required... When I heard that the venue was moving, I was like, what? No way! And then it required the building being demolished for them to move it. If that's what it takes. I didn't buy the land and have it demolished. Why would you say that? I love my bring and buy room. I'd have quite happily stayed there. But yeah, it might help make it nice and fresh, and I do actually like the what's it? The racecourse venues, because, well, they always seem to have loads of toilets, which is a good bonus. And they're just a bit more lighter in area, obviously have all the facilities, so they've got parking, just plenty of space for people. They've got a bar, usually a cafe, a cash point, so all of that it'd actually be really good. Other new ones, it was mostly the two Scottish ones, Caronade and Cannon or something like that, I wanted to check out. So yeah, if there's any Scots that could get me in. I'm sure I had some other, I've got some lovely models to show you. Annie reveals all. Hello, I've got some pigs here. Oh, hello little piglets. Na-na. That's the rat catcher, but I've been informed that Timmy's hair was more blondie, so I might repaint her or get a local painter rather than send her back to John, because I'll probably end up ruining it somehow. But yeah, I wanted it to be more like Timmy. Mum bumped into Timmy's daughter recently, so I thought it'd be really nice. I might get her two painted up actually, and then I could give her the other one as just a nice present. We got this. Wee. Pigglies. Yeah, I might try the Peterborough one, because I can get Mum there to help, and they all seem like really nice people. I just never went before. When I was in Cardiff, I never went to it, because I had to go with, well, Bound to Great Escape Games, and they never had it on their calendar, so I could only go to what they went to. Now I'm bound to my new owners, Sarissa, and they go, so yeah, I might give it a go actually. She's feeding some chickens. Whee! It's hard with the newer ones because you really want to support them, but then it's also a huge amount, like some of the small shows, there's so many resources. Like, if you know it's not going to make much money and then you get knackered, well, I get knackered because it's just me doing the whole thing. But yeah, Hereford's one I'd like to support. Not Hereford, is it Hereford? There's Hereford Wargamers, but Peterborough, I don't know. Work, chicken attack, chicken attack. Woo. So I've had those from John. I also need to message John if he's watching it. I'll be like, God damn it, Annie, message me. He has a bunch of Amazons on him at the moment, and the Bofas, which he's painting up. Woohoo! And so I might... No, I'll wait. Wait, Annie. Shall I wait? I've got some Amazons to release. I might ink some, actually, yeah. I might ink some and release them before they've been painted, because that means John can finish on the Bofas, and then I can get this latest Alan stuff straight to the casters. Yeah, Peterborough Harrowwood show. I know it's become an hour. I thought, sorry, it's gonna be an hour now. Next up from last week. I'm trying to think what other bits before I go that are of excitement. I'd like to thank again everyone who helped me over Christmas, even if it wasn't people who threw cash at me. So if you're late, I've basically just been really poorly all Christmas. This is me way better. But I've been in bed just clutching my head and crying and going, they don't know how I live. I'm being quite dramatic as I laugh it all away. Yeah, but I've got like the bestest bunch of friends that have come and helped me out with loads of stuff, be it practical or money and all that, just to get my house not a spore infested land. But a bunch of you have sent me some really nice messages as well, which has been nice, and some like Happy New Year messages. I haven't replied to any because it's like there's nothing in my brain at the moment, so I can read the message and go, oh, that's nice, and then die again. I'm probably gonna go, I might have some food and then go back to bed after this, because I'm not good. But as long as I don't decline rapidly, I will be in tomorrow, and I'll get some of them orders out for you. I do feel bad because I booked postal collections for all through Christmas, because I was going to just sort of hang out at the office, do some work light, get orders shipped, and it hasn't happened because I've been in bed. There is no way in hell I would have been able to do any of it. So other than meeting Troy, I did the escape room and beat Dracula. And that's it. That's all I've done leaving the house when I haven't been at my friends that have just sort of, they've got a spare room which has kind of become my bedroom. So I was there on Christmas when they came and got me, which was nice. But I haven't been out or doing anything. And I'm going a little stir crazy, as you can tell. And yeah, I'm kind of like really bored, but I have loads of things to do. So, right, I will head off. There were a group of Warhammer enthusiasts who had no idea who Rick Priestley was. That was the whole thing as well. And that may have been a previous spat of mine. Gotta go before I like totally destroy everything. Hey, I went to Bring Out Your Lad last year, and I didn't have any enemies there, and I don't think I insulted anybody. I was very polite to all the Warhammer heroes, and it was actually really cool to see them. So Bring Out Your Lad's a thing at Foundry. I'm gonna go again. I really enjoyed it, and it's like just celebrating old Hammer stuff. So you get anyone you can sort of wheel out to it. So it was really good seeing lots of like different eras of people, because I wasn't there obviously, which is evident as I'm slagging off all the greats, but I really like this was the dreaded fantasy. I really like a lot of the old style figures, and I sort of channel that a little bit into mine, but with a modern twist. I love the single piece and how the models really like stand up to being battered about and played with. Whereas some of them now, so I am secretly an old man. Some of them now are they're very lovely and really, really complex, but they're in lots of little resin bits and bobs and really easy to break, and then they're not user friendly, especially for kids. Someone said there were 2 Bring Out Your Lads. I thought there was just one. The one I went to was in the summer. Because I was going to go for a bit, and I thought I'll have 1 beer maybe, and then people kept buying me beers all day. By the time I left, I was like, woo! But they have like John Blanche and Tony Eklund and Mullet Guy. Oh god, I'm poorly. I don't know. God, what's his name? It's a massive Brian Ansell, Mullet Guy. He doesn't have a mullet anymore. I was a bit sad about that. But that was cool, seeing those sort of people. But yeah, I suck with historical names. I only got into historical with Saga, and I haven't. I wasn't there, man. I wasn't there. So I'll get in trouble slagging off Orwell next. With his for boys and super intelligent girls that can handle war games. But again, it's never like it's of its time. But yeah, I'm gonna go Mullet Guy. I'm gonna take some drugs. Various for my brain, legal pharmaceuticals, and have a nap again because it sucks. I just want to be better because there's so much stuff I want to do, and it's so frustrating. What is it now? The 5th. So I've been in bed since the 24th, pretty much. I've been around the house. I haven't just been in bed, but I've just been like dying on a beanbag for a bit, and then shuffling to the guinea pigs, shuffling to bed, shuffling to the beanbag. So hopefully I'll do some tidying today. Right, I am gonna go. Thank you everyone who has tuned in, and I'll upload this one to the YouTube too. So goodbye and Happy New Year! Yay! Oh. Bye.